that was the first aid segment. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Previously, we had a case study on epilepsy, and now Daktari has joined us to clarify more. Karibu sana Daktari. It's a pleasure having you here.
Asante.
Daktari, you were talking about epilepsy. What is epilepsy?
Yeah, so basically epilepsy is a chronic disease, mainly involving the brain. It is characterized by spontaneous, intermittent and abnormal electrical activity in any part of the brain. Yeah, and then this abnormal electrical activity normally manifests as what we call seizures.
Okay. What exactly causes epilepsy?
So the causes are actually very many. If you look at the distribution of the causes, almost 2/3 of the epilepsy causes not known. And we normally think that most of these idiopathic forms, the ones which are not known, are due to familial and genetic factors. Yeah, so it can be inherited. If you have a family member who has a history of epilepsy and convulsing, all the family members can be at risk.
All of them?
Not all of them. It can be a genetic factor in the genes in the family.
Okay.
But then again, like for example, depending on the age, then also there are also acquired causes. For example, if someone develops a brain injury, like even from just head, you're involved in a road traffic accident, and then you get a penetrating brain injury. Yeah, it can also later on, if you follow up these people who have had head injuries, later on they can develop epilepsy.
Would you also get epilepsy through prenatal injuries?
Yeah. For example, for the neonates, the newborn babies, if there is any form of injury during delivery, because at that point the brain is at risk because it is still developing. Yeah, because basically epilepsy is caused by an injury in the brain. If the brain cells are injured and then they become abnormally excited, they generate a lot of electrical activity, which can cause convulsions.
Daktari, how exactly does epilepsy manifest itself? What are some of the signs and symptoms that we could look into?
Well, the signs and symptoms, it depends. Like I told you, if any part of the brain which has that abnormal activity, it can manifest. So basically, we classify. It depends on which part of the brain is involved. If it's that part which controls moving the hand, the person will manifest with abnormal movements, jerking movements, and then contractions. But again, like I said, the seizures can be, we have motor. Motor means it involves movement. Someone will move and then they start having convulsing. But it can also be sensory. There are some people where they can get abnormal sensations. Someone is not convulsing, but then they can perceive smells which are not there. They can also be active convulsing.
So is it like an hallucination? Are these smells actually there?
No, they might not be there, but it's kind of an hallucination.
Okay. Yeah. And do they also see things that are not there?
They can also see things. Because sometimes it can also be triggered by different things. There are some cases of children who get triggers of this epilepsy just by lights. If they go into a room which has bright lights, it can trigger off a convulsion.
Doctor, do we have different types of epilepsy, or is it just one? Do we have, and if there are types, are there those that are severe and those that are mild?
Yeah, we have types.
Okay, maybe you could take us through them.
Actually, we call them classifications. Okay. So basically, epilepsy is classified into, we have the generalized and then the focal. By focal, it means that the brain is made up of two hemispheres. We have the right and the left hemispheres. So if it's only one hemisphere which is involved, we call that focal epilepsy. So like it involves one part. So in such a case, the person will manifest with, for example, it can involve only the right side, or you can only be shaking one hand. Only the one side of the face, lips marking, and then abnormal movements on one part of the body.
So basically, are you saying that the left side of the brain controls the left part of the body, and the right controls the right?
No, the left part actually controls the right side of the body. Yeah, and then the right part of the brain controls the left side. So if it is the left part of the brain which is involved, then someone will have symptoms on the other side, on the right side. Yeah, so that is the focal or the partial. Previously it used to be called partial epilepsy. Then again, under the focal ones, it can either be the sense of awareness can be preserved or it can be lost. For example, someone convulses when they are not aware, when they lose consciousness, but only one part. So we call that focal without discriminated features, or focal awareness epilepsy.
So basically, when I look at someone going through that, I can't know that they are convulsing.
No, you can know, because we say maybe they will be shaking one hand and then one leg. But that one is not severe. But then we also have the generalized one, which is the common one, which people know. The one we call a generalized tonic-clonic convulsion. Like the whole body is involved, the whole parts of the brain are involved, and then you'll be shaking. Yeah, so it mainly involves sudden jerking and then stiffness of the body limbs.
So basically the generalized one is not the one that's severe.
Then among the generalized, it can also be, it's further classified into other types. But then we have the severe form of generalized epilepsy, whereby someone continues convulsing for the type, and then in such a case you have to get urgent help.
Usually, how long is a seizure when you have epilepsy?
So the length of the seizure actually is not defined, but ideally most of the seizures actually can even take less than 10 seconds.
So when exactly should you see a doctor? Does it mean that any person who gets a seizure should actually go get diagnosed for epilepsy?
Yeah, if you normally for epilepsy, actually what I didn't tell you, if someone convulses once, it's not enough for you to say they have epilepsy. Because we normally say more than 2 in less than 1 year, and whereby you go and do further tests and find out that there is no cause, then you can diagnose. Because there are other things which can cause epilepsy, like if you have low sodium in your body, or even infections. If there's a defined cause, then you don't normally term.
You mentioned infections. So when you have infections, let's say like meningitis or AIDS, could epilepsy be one of the diseases that you could get through that?
Yeah, in the long run, because the epilepsy can be a complication of the meningitis. Because when someone has meningitis, it means the brain is inflamed. So after clearing the infection, as the brain is trying to heal, that scar tissue can cause a long-term effect in the brain, which later will develop into epilepsy.
And how do you treat epilepsy?
So basically epilepsy, you have to first know the cause. Although like I said, most of them, the cause is not really known. So what we do, the drugs, the main drugs on the market, the use of the drugs is mainly to control the convulsion, such that someone doesn't convulse again. And then, so we normally start people on a single drug, and then we monitor them over time. Yeah, so if you follow up someone and you find out that maybe over a 2-year period they have not convulsed at all, then from there you can also take her down or even stop giving drugs.
And apart from medicine, do you have surgery for epilepsy?
Yeah.
Though is that in the worst case scenario that you can get?
No, there are some forms of epilepsy which don't respond to no medications.
Could you maybe mention a few?
And then there's a specific one called temporal lobe. It involves the temporal lobe. We call it temporal lobe epilepsy. So if you do, there are some tests we can do. If you do, for example, one MRI and you find out that the cause of the epilepsy is coming from the temporal lobe, you can do some surgery. They go and remove that. They remove that part of the brain which is diseased, and then someone will pay for it.
And do the medicines have side effects?
Yeah, almost all those medications have side effects. Yeah, most of the common side effects, they can change the mood because they try to suppress the number of impulses generated in the brain. So someone can feel drowsy, and then there are some which affect the bone marrow. They can suppress the bone marrow. So that's why I told you, when you start someone on treatment, you have to follow them up. If you see that they are not being controlled, you can increase the dose, but try to make sure that you minimize the number of side effects.
And actually, as you wind up, would you guide us on how maybe the type of care that you can, or support that you can give people living with epilepsy? Maybe just one to them.
So basically, we normally advise for example, if you have a family member who has epilepsy, Yeah, it is not they should not be stigmatized. Of course, we normally tell them to avoid doing certain activities like driving. Yeah, and then even sometimes insurance can stigmatize against them. But if the epilepsy is well controlled, they can do all these things. They should be able to do everything.
Okay, thank you very much, Daktari. That is all the time we had for today. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Barry Michelle, and I will leave you with a healthier segment.